a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and we have wonderful guests. And we have a great show coming up today. Michelle and I are going to talk about this, but let me give you a little gist of what we're going to talk about. And I hope you find this very uplifting, because in the long run, it really is. The title of our show today is Mystery to Mastery and Changing of the Guard. Make no mistake, have no doubt or fear. The world is changing for the better. We are changing for the better. It is our individual consciousness evolution that is ushering in the new world of peace. We are delving into and mastering our inner world through prayer and meditation, as well as consciously raising our vibration with love and gratitude. What's happening right now in this amazing time in human history is the changing of the guard. We have shifted our consciousness to become masters of vision and vibration, individually and collectively. We're doing a lot better than people might think. Instead of allowing the mysteries of secrets and the lies that lowered our vibration and limited our sense of identity, we have risen in consciousness to discern and perceive real truth. We are becoming masters. We are changing the world. In this show, we will use our inherent power as unified souls, using the unity of Christ's love consciousness to fortify the power of our group intention to bring peace to our world. This is why we are here. Let's do this. Now let me bring on Michelle, who has written so many things that are so relevant today. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Gail. How are you?
I'm great. I always love reading your poetry and your paragraphs and so on. I think you're a great writer.
Thank you. Thank you. And, I just have to say, like a lot of people, that all of us, when we tune into God and we, vibrationally attuned to that frequency where we are downloading information. And so, we know that we're all connected and that we receive ideas. And so I like to say glory to God, because, I open up and, it comes through. And when I really go into my heart and ask God questions, I get answers, and we all do. And we all know that we do. But, these are the particular answers and inspirations that have come through my heart.
Well, the old adage, how they say, know thyself. Why is that so important? It's so important because we're divine.
Exactly. Exactly. We all have that same divine spark.
Yes, and we need to utilize it and do what we need to be doing. So there is a changing of the guard going on. I see it happening.
Yeah.
And our consciousness, I see more and more people standing up and speaking their truth. And
you know what's exciting, Gail? The exciting thing is, with all the truth coming out, we have discovered the playbook and all of the little nefarious strategies of those who have tried to, lie and manipulate perception and, there's like a video, the cause separation, right? Cause separation. And that's what war is all about, which we're not buying into anymore, because we know there's no separation, that, the bankers and all the, so-called, globalists or New World Order type people, deep state, whatever you want to call them, they try to make it look like we're divided, and we're not. And that's what we're seeing through. We're not divided. We all want
to not trust the mass media. They are the enemy.
Absolutely.
They have proved it over and over and over again. That's why we don't see things that are uplifting and that are, wow, look at what those people are doing. Man, they're standing up. They're getting their school board kicked out, or, they're getting their police department kicked out. Things like that, because people are saying, wait a minute, this is right.
And look at all the people that love each other and don't buy into that separation, one culture against another, or, whatever, however they try to separate. Forget that. We love each other. Too bad. So sad. Didn't work.
Really. It's like they want you to pick sides over what's going on over in the Middle East. And no. I don't want to pick any sides. I am for peace and harmony and love and light, and we don't need this kind of stuff. They are orchestrating all of that. And,
absolutely. And people are not buying into it. I've seen so much evidence that people are not buying into it. I've seen videos made. I've seen evidence in terms of the Schumann resonance. I've talked to people who said, I did not give my attention to all that drama they're creating on the media. Instead, I did meditation. I sent love and compassion, and then people actually, do things, boots on the ground, physical health, love is here, and love and truth are taking over the world. That's what's so exciting.
Yes, it is. The frequency is changing. I think a lot of this waking up, I mean, it's been going on for some time, but in the last couple of weeks, it even seems, maybe the last month, but it really seems like, wow, I'm seeing some of the comments people are making, and people are calling for peace. And that's what we need to do, because that's when we get it. Because we create our reality, and they never told us that. And that's what people don't realize. And I remember when I first heard that, I went, baloney. If I created my own reality, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I would be doing this, that, or the other thing. But we've also been programmed to think very little of ourselves, to feel very insignificant. And then we have the aspect of having to pay for a living. That's
but all that is changing. We are in the midst of change right now, and we are changing it. We're just not buying into that stuff anymore. We are not buying into our own limitations. We are not buying into negativity. We are not buying into holding somebody else's vision. We are not buying into victim consciousness. We have the power to create reality, and that's exactly the gist of this transformation in consciousness and what we're doing as we master vision and vibration. I think these are exciting times. And another evidence piece I saw was that I told somebody that independently on my own, I spent a week doing more meditation and more sending love and peace out from my inner world, through prayers and recognizing the power of the heart to send out these loving vibrations, powerful vibrations of light and love through intention and visioning. And I did that.
Visioning is really important.
Yeah,
I just want to throw that in there.
It's true. It's true. I did that for a whole week, and then I talked to other people that did it. And I know that in our collective consciousness, even if we don't make a plan to meditate together, if we're sharing the same intention with other people, we are working together. We are creating a synergistic field of consciousness. The vortex is that shared intention of having peace in the world. So we have been working together, a lot of us that don't know each other, that have been doing the same activity with the same intention. We're working together without being consciously coordinated or organized. It's more organic.
Not yet. Yeah. And it's coming though. It's going to be more organized and more, it's just going to be all over is what's going to happen, because as we all start to bring those thoughts together, like you said, it's it'll bring peace, and that's what we want more than anything: peace, harmony, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That was part of our Constitution.
It's God's law.
So much.
Well, what we want to focus
that was divinely inspired.
What we want to focus on is what we're establishing. You know, what's old is dissolving. We can recognize that and keep our focus on the positive, what we're establishing, God's plan and the original intention that is stated in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You know, we're focusing on that, we're living that way, and we're letting go of the rest. So we're getting over any sort of anger, negativity, blame, with the violet flame, with forgiveness, with mercy, with grace. And we're just saying with boundaries, no, I'm not buying into that. I do not hold your vision. We hold our vision of peace. No, you may not have my attention. No, you may not stir up my emotions and then create a vision. I will take that stirred up emotion and create a vision and put that, and I did this too, because I've done it before, but I did it I realized that a lot of emotion was stirred up in the world. And so with intention, I scooped up a lot of that energy and put it into the vision of world peace and heaven on earth. And I know that a lot of people who are focusing their attention on peace and the new earth and the new world and, you know, what we're establishing now that is coming into being, we have transmuted the energy. We've transcended the old way. They are obsolete. There's nothing to fight anymore. They're powerless. And they're you know, desperate now and trying to act like they have power. And the media is one of their last tools to fool people. But even that's falling apart.
Yeah, even the reporters are getting called out.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of those too. You're not reporting. You're not doing your job. And that's that Smith-Mundt Act that Obama changed that allows propaganda. But, you know, that doesn't mean that the reporter has to do that.
And it's not propaganda. They create movie sets to create a scene to tell people these horrible things that are happening. Some of the horrible things that they're viewing are fake and made up.
Yeah, they use plus they use pictures from games and movies.
Right. Exactly. So
wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you. With that being said, I wondered if you would like to read something from Live Love. You know, we could do that thing where we take turns reading a paragraph. The changing of the guard.
I read through that earlier. That's good. Yeah. I think people will like to hear it actually too.
Yeah, so we're reading out of this Live Love, Master Vision and Vibration. Yes. So how about if you start? Oh, no, wait. I will, because I said I in the first paragraph. I just noticed that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. The changing of the guard. It's like a little subsection. About 20 years ago, I intuitively perceived the part of the divine plan known as the changing of the guard. It was an inner knowing that there would be a shift of power, both in structure and perception. Inside, I knew it was coming. I mentioned it in my book, It Is a New World After All, Poetry and Prose to Inspire a New World Vision. And we actually read that poem on a former show called Inheritance. Yeah, we already did that. Anyway, so you want to go ahead and read the next paragraph?
Okay. Now we are in the midst of this huge change. There are those that have a top-heavy ego and supposed They could control and oppress others by infiltrating and controlling our institutions and resources, which is what they've done. But their playbook of perception, deception has been exposed to the increased intelligent awareness of the awakening masses. Most people are aware of the mass media as a weapon of mass deception. False flags and black operations have been exposed, as well as the individuals, three-letter agencies, corrupted government bodies, the degeneration of integrity, morals, ethics, values, and God-based principles have become all too obvious. Drag queen shows in children's schools. Excuse me, what? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how about the word obvious?
Yeah.
You think it really could get much more obvious by now?
No, really. So anyway, the cleanup on the planet is in progress. You want to
Yay.
read the next one? Yeah, you can do the next one if you like.
Okay. I love that because that is so true. I mean, it's ever
It
more
is.
like
The
right now.
governments are changing. People are being, yeah.
Our shift involves building a peaceful and harmonious world with the foundations of the higher principles and ethics. Our perceptions have evolved, and the purposes for such scenarios have been served. We would be remiss as souls to let tyranny continue. For the sake of our children and future generations to come, we are called into action from the depths of our souls. Our passion for what is to come has been stoked by the fires of oppression and tribulation. Our fired up spirit souls are feeling that passion that motivates us to take action to establish that which is good and right and true. We are primed for the change we are creating together in a sense of loving cooperation. We have each been prepared and qualified for what we are to do next.
We were born for these times. Each of us has an important role to play. And if that's what we are, and that's what we are doing right now, we are answering the call to take a leap of faith into the new paradigm. We are called to create it. And this is what's happening. And this is what I want to encourage, or we want to encourage you, is to envision the world that we want to live in.
Yeah, and I know
the vegetation, the beauty, the peacefulness, the harmony. People are happy. People have what they need. We don't have homeless people out on the streets. We don't have people that are hungry because for any number of usually it's contrived.
So we're focusing on the abundance of everything, the abundance of food. We're focusing the vision on that everybody has plenty. We're focusing our vision that everybody has prosperity. We're basically doing what I call vision lifting. I have a whole event around vision lifting. So vision lifting is leaving behind from our thoughts and our consciousness what was, what we just don't choose to have anymore, and keep focusing our vision on everybody has plenty. Like, we have to take what's happening in the 3D world was caused or visioned in the past before we knew. Now we can lift our vision and see people, it's kind of like that faith thing where you don't pay any attention to any evidence to the contrary. You focus your attention on what we're creating. Everybody has been comforted and healed. Everybody has been uplifted. Everybody's life has been upgraded. Everybody has a home. Everybody has clothing. Everybody has land and food. Everybody has families and community. This is what we're creating, and we can step into this quite quickly when we reach that precipice that's called the 100th monkey sometimes, where we hold that focus. And in my experiments for manifestation, I realized that really holding the focus in the silence and the presence of peace brings it about faster, because I've kind of looked at manifestation and how it works, and what are the ingredients, what are the elements that make things manifest, faster, and that make things become established and not just ephemeral, coming and going quickly. So really establish it into the new way of being and the new way of living and actual experience and reality for everybody.
Yes, and that vision is what can change the world, especially when more people. So,
and I think a lot of people are really doing it. They really are. And that's, remember,
praying for peace.
Yeah, envisioning it. Remember, we had that show a while ago, and a message came through for humanity, and it was saying the message is, well done, well done. In other words, people have been doing that. There has been a lot of progress, which is also why a lot of this stuff is coming up, that we're seeing it now, which we didn't see before, because we're holding that higher vibration, that higher vision, and everything else is coming up. Because when it comes up into our awareness, that's part of healing. It's going to be dissolved and go away. So it's good news.
Well said. Well said. Yes, it is.
You're going to read something again, I bet.
Yes. Let's see.
Yay.
In your book, Forever Free, we were going to look at Know True Self as Christ Love.
Oh, thanks for that reminder. I guess I better get there.
I didn't know how much of it you wanted to read, or if you want to go through it all.
No. There was a place of ending that I had mentioned in the notes, and
it says okay, the intrinsic value on the right path.
Yeah, that's where we're going to end. So, do you want to read the first paragraph, or do you want me to?
Is that the very first paragraph? Right at the beginning, you mean, right?
We're going to start at the beginning, yes, and we're going to stop.
Okay. The core of our being. Is that the one you're talking about? I'm sorry, we keep talking over each other.
Okay. We're going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
First paragraph, and it's on page
65.
65. I was on the wrong page. Okay. And the title is Know True Self as Christ Love. And then, yes, we're going to start there, but we're not going to read the whole section because it's too long.
Right. Well, I'll just read the first paragraph, and then you can take it from there wherever you want, whatever else you want to read. But this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, probably why I was reminded of it. The core of our being is the pure essence of our true self. It is touted throughout time to know thyself. Because of how important that is. Self-awareness is crucial. It's vital to know the prime inner aspect in order to function according to the laws of nature and the universal laws of God. All great philosophers, all great people have always said that, know thyself.
And when it says the universal laws of God, I mean, that is
know thyself,
the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's
exactly. You know what? Yeah. Okay. At some point in time, I want to, because of what's going on, I want to read the First Amendment, not right now, but later on. So I hope because it we see the violations going on right now that are against God's plan.
And if we're going to act as if, which helps change the world, we are going to stand in our power and our integrity and be sovereign souls and use free speech and stop playing their games.
Exactly.
Like, buying into it and cowering down and bending our knee to censorship and their, false laws. We have got to stand as if we are following God's laws, and that's exactly what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stand in our power and in the truth. That's just how I feel. I feel very passionate, as you can tell.
Yes. And I agree with you 100%. I've had people say something, well, it's God's battle, not ours. And I say, God works through people. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's part of my prayer is, surrender to God's will. Please use me as your instrument. How can I help? Stuff like that. And we all have our gifts. We all have our gifts. Okay. So I'll read the next part. How do we get there? First, we love God. And I'm talking about God is within us. God's image is our true nature. Once we reflect on the purity of love, which we are, and the door is open to infinity. And I'll read the next part because it goes with that. It's natural to know ourselves when we pay attention to our inner, deeper senses. The light of truth, information, and ideas shine forth constantly because we get inspired. We have intuition. We have discernment. So when we pay attention to that light and we follow through on that guidance through intuition, we get a warm feeling of goodness about ourselves. We know when we do something good and right. This is intrinsic value. It's sort of a function of conscience. It's important to recognize it. It is more valuable than outer approval. And that was part of the programming, is that you had to be approved by someone on the outside in these fake,
I'm glad you took off on that, because that's a big problem for people. I see it all, afraid of what somebody's going to think of you.
Yeah.
I mean, they really program that one in deep.
Yeah, these are short paragraphs. You want to read the next two?
Okay. Yeah, our true self is pure and perfect love. It's our divine spark of God within, because we were born in love. It is the whole of spirit, or the Holy Spirit of truth. It is absolute. It is certain knowing. Reflection is placing our mind within and exploring our feelings and ideas. Self-honesty plays a big part in helping us grow into our highest potential. When we are still, we reflect this pure image of God, Christ's love. Christ's love is our true self. It is the vibrational frequency of pure light, of spirit, of consciousness. It is the consciousness of the one infinite intelligence.
It actually feels good to hear that truth spoken. I was just feeling the energy when you were reading, and it's like it feels good.
Yes.
To take that in.
Truth does that. It has a frequency.
Yeah, it sure does. The description that is laid out here is the map, not the territory. It is the recipe, not the completed dish. It's the arrow, not the target. Nobody but you can find your true self. It takes some time. It requires dedication and devotion. It necessitates some still, quiet solitude, but its rewards are more awesome than anyone can describe or imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the treasures are beyond quantifiable. The blessings contained therein are infinite. That's beautiful. Now there's something on page.
So just read. Okay. So what we're going to.
Where are we going from here?
You go ahead and read the
next paragraph.
Yeah, if you have already.
Okay. If you have already discovered your true self, congratulations. Many people have. Many people have spiritual practices that lead to the exploration of this kingdom of the soul. You know you are blessed. You know your life has meaning and purpose. You know there is no end or limit to the blessings of spirit. Since you are united with spirit, you are on the path to be of service. Your life has meaning and purpose. You help others in seemingly small ways and in big ways. You know in your heart this is real reality, because you have experienced the intrinsic value of being on the right path.
Yeah.
You
So
ask.
wait, hang on. So the next part,
Okay.
that was the end of what we're reading. And then the last part is, now, as Christed souls, we truly feel our bond of unity. And we are unified with compassion, as we all feel for the energies in our world right now with what's going on. So we are unified with compassion. So we are Christed souls. We are unified, not separated or divided. And Almighty Father God is that presence within, that divine spark. And when we are one with his presence, we are at peace. Now we are bringing peace to our world.
And everybody wants peace. Who doesn't want peace? Who wants their kids to go to war? Who wants somebody to be hurt or injured in war? Nobody. I mean,
well, it's like natural
really
and organic. I mean, peace is our natural essence, and that's why it feels so good. Thank you, Gail. That I love it when you read, actually, because then I can just sit here and feel it. I like taking turns too. But anyway,
okay, I enjoy reading it, so I don't mind at all. It's just I try to make sure somebody doesn't just see my hat all the time, but I don't have a teleprompter like some people.
Well, but I was thinking maybe the one where being transformed.
Yes. I want to read that one. Do you mind if I read that? I like that one.
Thing, yeah.
It's really good. Okay. There we go. This is Being Transformed by Michelle, and she wrote this a while ago, and it's very timely. Listen to this. Identified initially as body, then light, electrified by experience, danger's blight. Triggered to be activated by cycle's end, density of body awareness and subtle spirit blend. Power once denied by limited perception while facing away from divine connection. Attention stolen toward darkened state until despair transforms direction and fate. Life's course altered by incoming light. Awareness of truth and core self-might. Cutting the shaft from the grain of deception, a rebirth of purity and true heart's conception. Abilities of soul merged with spirit arise, a golden Christed consciousness, the ultimate prize. Sensitivities and miraculous powers emerge, old patterns, values, and ways are purged. Stepping out into the world with higher, deeper vision, Holy Spirit sight, liberation from prison. Birthing this intelligence into the denser realm, individually and collectively, divine love balm. Creator consciousness, authority with goodwill mix, providing myriad of solutions that genius can fix. Freedom born of awareness, the universal liberator. Earth and humanity lifted by the immaculate concept of our Creator. Glory to light of God, born of divine life, love essence, a deep eternal gratitude for the gift of God's presence. Born into eternal light, awareness has no bounds, exploring world's creations, codes, lights, and sounds. Yeah, when it comes right down to it, we're light.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard for people to wrap their head around. But actually, if you look at how conception starts, I guess that's a good picture right there. You know, when the sperm and egg meet, boom, there's like a light explosion. Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Anyway.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's so much truth in that. I really actually recommend that if somebody's on the path and wants to have assistance reaching, maintaining, and establishing for permanence higher vibrational frequencies, these books, the poems and the information are really helpful to upgrade consciousness and to eliminate old programming and replace it with higher vibrational frequencies that increase intuition and discernment and, you know, a better heart intelligence functionality, which is what's creating, you know, our heaven on earth. And it's really almost like, oh, what were those things called when you study for a test and it's like makes it faster and easier? The something version. Anyway, it just makes it faster and easier than to do all the work yourself, because we're all connected. You can actually benefit from the work that I've done and vice versa. And that's why we share each other's gifts, because we benefit from each other's work, whether it's in consciousness, you know, whether it's, you know, the gifts we give that we create in the world. We really share, and we are working in loving cooperation. And it takes all of us unified to really, you know, get these higher level goals that we're working for. Nothing short of heaven on earth, peace and harmony, and you know, prosperity for all, you know, abundance for all, you know, land and food for all, transportation for all.
For all. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The right to travel.
Exactly.
Which brings me back. Brings me back to that. And the reason that I was thinking of it was just before we started, I was reading how they put another gag order on President Trump. And Judy Mikovits had a gag order on her for 5 years. And she had worked with Dr. Fauci, but they didn't want anybody to know anything about what she knew. Okay. Same with this judge. I'm sorry, but I want people to realize what's going on here. I'm going to read the amendments to the Constitution of the United States, Amendment 1. And you have to pay attention to it. You give them an inch and they take a mile. And that's what has happened. Okay. But Amendment 1, for your information, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Look at how that right there is being violated right now, today, and has been being violated.
And our job is to stand up, keep talking, exercise our rights. These are God's laws. They were given to us from God. If we let go of our own conscience and our ability to stand in the truth that we have these rights to speak, inherent, inalienable rights. Inalienable, nothing.
Unalienable.
Nothing can block them. You know, nobody can put a lien on them. Nobody can take them away. Nobody can chip at them. You know, nobody can pretend, you know, that they're not our rights. It's up to us to take a stand and maintain our freedom.
And that's what God expects us when he works through us. He expects us to do that.
Yeah. So one thing is that people's minds have been taken away. They've given themselves over to tell a vision, and then between their hearts and emotions, then all that energy from emotion goes into the other vision, which is the elements of creation. That emotion, that energy married to a vision. You just stop giving all that your attention. And so with that, I'd actually like to read the next poem, if you don't mind, because
go ahead.
I have some passion there. I have some real passion about this. And especially right now, it just really, it's so important.
Which one is it?
It's the one called Impotence.
Oh, yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah. And then, so
what
I would like, Gail, is if I read it the first time and get my passion out and get this energy out, and then if you read it a second time, and that if the audience would join us in a meditation, use it as an intention, because I'll read it first so that everybody can get the gist of what it's about. And then we'll see why, if you read it a second time, and we used it as an intention and a meditation, we can use the unity of our group consciousness to make these changes. Okay? So I'll
Sounds like a plan.
Yay,
Let's do
plan.
it.
Sounds like a God plan. Impotence. The use of weapons in war will no longer persist when the energy behind them does not exist. As we harness our attention directed solely on solution, we will undermine war with a consciousness revolution. Whatever happens depends on our collective mind. In unison, we form it with individual thoughts behind. As we are synchronizing our intentions solely on peace, the dissipation of destructive energy enables its release. All weapons and ill intentions become totally impotent. The humor of this scene as it plays out is imminent. And we can make a scene where, well, I'll get into that later. Our senses are now all illumined, unveiling all secrecy. Our visions unite. Our leaders sense our immediacy. As we each become pure love and radiate into the whole, the love energy wraps around earth and to bless and console. And when we focus on love in our individual space, we can take love's energy any place. Send a massive amount of love's energy to places of war, a deluge of love washing up over each shore. But what will happen to the world with this plan? Will no peace exist there as well as all lands? As we are eternally alive and renewing, we master our energy. We know what we're doing. As we understand the energy of feelings that are real, we change the form of our experience with the love that congeals. Imagine our world healed and full of love's energy. Imagine our harmony as we discover our synergy. In the now, it is real inside of our mind. We live here eternally, leaving past behind. That's our evolution. That's what we're up to. So
That's beautiful.
yeah,
It's so
and
true.
so if we actually use that as a meditation and close our eyes, and when it comes to in unison, we form it with individual thoughts behind. That's where we get our vision of people laying down weapons and bringing like banquets of food to everybody, lots of pure water, beautiful homes and shelter. That's where we hold that vision and change everything immediately with the vision in our mind. Unity consciousness, doing it together, is an exponential power. It is an exponential power. And we can do that right here and right now. And it will affect everybody in the world. Are you up for that? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I hope everybody out there listening is ready.
You're the leader.
Let's do it.
You're the leader. Please read.
Okay. Impotence. The use of weapons in war will no longer persist when the energy behind them does not exist. As we harness our attention directed solely on solution, we'll undermine war with a conscious revolution. Whatever happens depends on our collective mind. In unison, we form it with individual thoughts behind. As we are synchronizing our intentions solely on peace, the dissipation of destructive energy enables its release. All weapons and ill intentions become totally impotent. The humor of this scene as it plays out is imminent. Our sources are now all illumined, unveiling all secrecy. Our visions unite, our leaders sense our immediacy. As we each become pure love and radiate into the whole, the love energy wraps around the earth to bless and console. And when we focus on love in our individual space, we can take love's energy any place. Send a massive amount of love's energy to places of war, a deluge of love washing up over each shore. But what will happen to the world with this plan? We'll know peace exists there as well as all lands. As we eternally alive and renewing, we master our energy, we know what we're doing. As we understand the energy of feelings that are real, we change the form of our experience with the love that congeals. Imagine our world healed and full of love's energy. Imagine our harmony as we discover our synergy. In the now, it is real inside of our mind. We live here eternally, leaving past behind.
Thank you so much. I can just see people receiving the peace in their hearts through this right now, this activity right now, receiving the peace that passeth all understanding and letting go all of the fear and anxiety. And also, I will have to say, I like to be mischievous in my visioning and intentions. And I like to see little gremlins getting into all of those weapons of war and making them not work.
Not work. I heard through the grapevine. I don't remember where I heard from, but anyway, there were soldiers that were refusing to go fight. That's what that's the kind of thing. Putting your weapons down. I mean, I know people don't think that's possible, but
Everything's
man,
possible.
once we get together on a collective
When
level,
we understand
look out.
when we understand that consciousness creates and how powerful we are with just our imagination and unify and do it, I'm telling you what. I mean, think about all those gremlins in the weaponry and the machinery and weaponry and all the defense contractors and everything going wrong, falling apart, the energy just dissolving and dissipating, just like, the power is already dissolving and dissipating. They're just trying to fool people. It's not working anymore because we know their playbook, but all that's dissolving and everything. And so now all that energy is going into these banquets of food, this lush waterfalls and waterways of pure water, this, gush of blessings across humanity, and this overwhelming peace and this massive amount of love that's flowing through. It's like the purest of the pure and the brightest of the bright light, and everybody's receiving it because we shared the intention and we saw the vision, and it's in alignment and attunement with God's plan for heaven on earth. Isn't that exciting? I know it's happening.
It is exciting. It is very exciting. And I just want everyone to really consider these things and take that time to be peaceful and envision. Vision is so important. And then you put your heartfelt emotion into it, and you can move mountains.
And then there's the trust in the faith. And the trust in the faith is when you let it go and then let God, the universe, the angels, whatever you want to call it, let them manifest it, because we're not attached to the outcome. There's a point of surrender, and then the perfect thing happens. And then we basically move from the intention and the visioning to a state of receptivity and allowing. And then we hold the trust and the faith. And that letting go part is, you just take a deep breath and let go. And it's like you're sending all of these intentions from the heart and from the mind. We're communicating with the universe that way. Here's the creation that we choose to step into and experience, together, unified with all of our brothers and sisters in a healed planet, with every kingdom healed, plants, animals, minerals, all healed, all purified, and all working together in harmony. And we are creating that. I mean, I have this rock solid certainty within myself, inside myself, that is the direction we're headed, and we are going there faster and faster.
I got a question for you, Michelle.
Oh, okay.
It says, Michelle, can you tell more about the Angel Protection Program? Issues arrive to make us move every second month. Wonder if we will ever settle.
You will settle at the right time, at the right place. And believe me, if you're high vibrational beings doing really good work, you might irritate, which is sort of a good thing, lower vibrational energies. And you're probably very high level beings transmuting energy, and you may work fast in that place and then be put in another place. So it's not just the angel protection plan, but your light, your presence, wherever you go, you're changing that place. So it's not even just a protection plan, but it's your purpose to purify. And so, whatever you're doing, it's good, it's perfect, and it's right. But yes, you will settle, because I believe there's going to be a time, and soon. I don't know how soon, because I don't know timing. None of us really know the timing. But yes, but also set an intention to settle. Create an intention, create a vision, and keep focusing on that vision, and then let it go and let it manifest in its right time. I know that I have manifested some things, and I've done everything exactly right with my intentions and my visioning, and I am in a place of allowing and receptivity. I cannot decide the timing. I cannot choose the timing or how it's going to unfold.
That part right there.
Complete surrender as to when it unfolds. And I remember one time, before I knew that we were creators, I just imagined something improving in my life. And then I let it go and forgot all about it. And later on, I experienced something that was similar to what I had imagined would be a better scenario. And it happened. And then I remembered imagining that years prior, but I didn't know. I wasn't consciously creating, but we're creating all the time, whether we're conscious of it or not. But I did imagine a better, just a better circumstance, which did end up happening. And I realized I created it later. Now I'm doing more conscious creation. Now I know we're creating all the time. And I'm really vigilant, watching my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. And, it takes a lot of inner work, and it takes a lot of knowing yourself. A lot of times you have to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and, reestablish that peace and reestablish those good habits. And, but I'll tell you, if you're being moved around a lot, you're probably just very high level light workers that are, doing your job. And so set an intention to settle, create a detailed vision, hold the focus, let it go. And when it unfolds, it will. But if you intend to settle, you will settle. Your intention has power. It's a function of willpower, your intention. So yes, you will settle. And at the same time, you're also mastering energy, and you're also fulfilling your soul's mission and your soul's purpose wherever you are. You're always in the right place at the right time with the right people, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I hope that helps.
So you're basically saying nothing is by chance.
Right. That's true. Nothing is by chance. And when we realize that we have more power than what we knew about, because that's part of what we're waking up to and what our power really is, then, we start using that power. So just because we realize we're creating all the time doesn't mean we're suddenly perfect creators, because our old habits die hard, so they say. So
we got to practice.
A lot of practice, and we have to really change the subconscious mind, which takes a lot of repetition. That's why affirmations are good, because repetition will get rid of the old programs and replace them with new programs. And we use positive affirmations to, get rid of things like low self-esteem, limitations, low self-worth. Everybody's worth a lot. And we've already read the I Am Worthy poem before, but the truth is everybody has great, great worth, and everybody has great potential and great genius inside. Everybody.
They just haven't learned how to access it. Part of it was almost programmed out of us in so many ways.
Yeah, that's what's exciting, because that's what's changing.
It's like that veil of illusion is starting to dissipate more and more all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why people seeing things a lot faster. And sometimes you even think to yourself, wow, why didn't I see that before?
Oh, I'm just so excited. We are really doing this, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy. And I just feel like, God, Spirit is really proud of each and every one of us. We came here at this time in human history. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, we have gone through things, and we have, we were strong to begin with, but we built a lot of strength. And by alchemizing our experiences through self-reflection, we are changing the lead of our experiences into the golden wisdom that, is we embed and embody in our soul. We are embodying the golden wisdom once we transmute the energy from our experiences and realize, the positive things, the true things, like when you stand up for yourself and that feels good, that back to that intrinsic value, what when you've done something good or right. It feels good.
It feels good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that people need to reread too is, I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's really important. People need to know the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You can get this little booklet for $1.99, and you really should carry it with you, because our rights have been grossly violated in so many ways, and we need to get it back. We need to get it back because they would like to. It's not going to happen. Like I said, there's a changing of the guard going on, but what they wanted to do, once we found out what their playbook really was, once you expose things, it changes stuff. It changes the timeline.
Reading that, Gail, is very empowering. So when we read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it's very empowering. And you can find it online.
It's online, yeah.
But it's very empowering. I agree. I found, actually, when I moved, I had printed like a ton of copies of the Constitution. In fact, when I went to Oregon, that's where I found this folder, full of them, because I was like passing them out and stuff like that. But yeah, very empowering.
Yeah, and it's important because it was divinely inspired.
Absolutely. As are we, as we come into and we're being activated, we're being passionate, we're playing, each one of us has gifts to share, and we're playing our part. And even when we don't know each other, and even when we're not organized, and we're organically helping each other when we're working all toward the same mission. And that's a beautiful thing, because organizations have been infiltrated. So when we do it organically and independently, there's even more power in that. And that's happening too. That's happening too. As we come from our heart intelligence, then we are really participating and cooperating in creating this, new peace on earth, paradise, and upgrading people's circumstances with all of the basic things and abundance for everyone. I mean, everyone, great for everyone. Great, banquet food for everyone, pure water for everyone, clear, pure air for everyone. There is God is infinite, and resources come from source. Read the source. So resources are infinite too. With our consciousness is replicators. We can replicate with our consciousness using gratitude. Just like the loaves and the fishes, we can replicate using gratitude. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, so we're in a consciousness revolution, and when you find out the time is appropriate, if you want to play that's kind of a positive, uplifting thing to share.
Yes, it is. Let me share the screen. I'm going to take us off because then it makes it bigger so people can see it better. So we will. We will be back shortly, guys. We're going to show this little 3-minute clip.
Revolution by Michelle Marie Angel. God bless humanity. Just like a volcano that erupts from inside, there's a major evolution that can no longer hide. The earth now quakes as inner energies shift. The whole of humanity is beginning to lift. A vast awakening of inner perception, a newfound purpose for outer direction. The source of all life and all forms of matter gives rise to a new world amongst all the chatter. Oh, some don't see the new changes yet, but those tuned in are really getting it. Some can hardly manage their own survival. Some still see separateness and others as rivals. Some tune into love, others to fear. Some feel peace inside, others won't hear. With patience and guidance, God leads us each home when we are all finished with the prodigal roam. As we awaken, we embrace all as one. We feel the Holy Spirit, but we know it's not done. We know we are part of God's divine plan. We observe purpose as we begin to understand. We see outer havoc as we breed paradise, and we know God is doer when ego has died. With compassion we lift those who need aid. With forgiveness we see our own shadows fade. With total acceptance we let others be. Being divine love, we know we are free. Our essence is spirit, connected to all. Living truth and integrity, we stand very tall. Wisdom is rising as our consciousness blooms. Our ancestors seem to be right in the room. Opening to realms of vast inner space, we live in a new interdimensional place. Pillars of light bound by love that is true, we see behind actions all motives in view. We have the power of truth from pure intuition. We sense this urgency to fulfill our soul's mission. On bended knee, we acknowledge our Creator. Humbly, we surrender to a self that is greater. Inner peace is our personal constitution. Outer peace is emerging from this inner revolution. The end is only the beginning when you open your heart. Open hearts of love. Smile, Spiritual Miracles, Intentional Living Education, www.smileforlove.com. God bless you.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth in that.
Yeah,
And,
sorry, I had a little trouble trying to find it because what happened, I had played it earlier and then it went on to a couple other videos.
oh, yeah. That happens.
And so I couldn't, I had to find it again. But anyway, that
Good
being
job.
said,
You did it.
I finally did it. Yeah. Anyway,
So that's it, though. We are in a consciousness revolution. We're not in a war. We're in a consciousness revolution. And guess who wins? God wins. Light wins. Love wins. We're winners.
that means we win.
We win. We win peace on earth.
Okay. Well, was there anything else we wanted to cover today?
I think that's a good thing to sit with. I think that's a good way to end it and reflect on. And, you know, everybody should really be proud of themselves and feel that intrinsic value of, yes, you know, we've made progress. We've made progress by living through a lot of things even, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
I think that's
I've had more than my fair share.
right.
Most of the light workers that I know of, they've all had, I think they throw all kinds of stuff at us. But what it does is, in the long run, it just makes you stronger. It really does.
Yeah.
So,
And here we are. You and I are working together to, you know, bring out these, you know, the truth along with our conscious evolution, spiritual, you know, growth and everything, and pointing out the positive things that are happening on Earth, which is very uplifting and empowering. And it really helps to keep the energy vibration high, so we can know that, you know, we really are heading in a good direction and making good progress. That's all I want to say. We're in a good direction, making progress, and, you know, there's a lot of good things to focus on.
yes, there is. And I'd also like to remind everyone that we are listener supported. And if you're able or willing to help, whether that's on a volunteer basis, because sometimes I could use somebody in, you know, to get some other questions, or if you're able to make a contribution, it's always very much appreciated. And of course, Michelle has her books and readings and so on as well. So we really do need your support, and we thank you for the support that you have given. And I want to say a special thank you to someone who always sends a little card, and I appreciate it so much because it comes at the best time. And her name is Beverly, and I won't say any more than that because I don't know if she'd want me to, but Beverly has been wonderful. Thank you so much, Beverly. And thank you, Joel, and the others who have helped in the past. I couldn't make it without you. So thank you so much. And that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And
Thank you, Gail.
thank you, Michelle. Thank you for your wonderful writing. And thank you for listening, everyone. And remember those visions of peace and harmony.
Yay.
Yay. See you soon. Bye.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers. Stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely